I blame the following on Brickatech. Hey! BrickTsar. Okay, breathe. Surely I can do better next time. Hey, it's BrickTsar, and it's my new sig fig. In honor of the 50th anniversary of the Lego brick 10 years ago. This is a rare minifigure torso. This torso came in the Lego Premier Collector Edition box. And there were only 3,333 made, making it more rare than Mr. Gold. Yes, but perhaps not more sought out than Mr. Gold, because even though it was scarce, there weren't a lot of people out there trying necessarily to get it like they did with Mr. Gold. Sometimes scarcity is promoted by the manufacturer of a particular item in order to increase sales of other items related to it. And that's pretty much what happened with the Mr. Gold. I don't want to call it a fiasco, but when they did Mr. Gold, limited it to just random packs and not even necessarily one being in a particular case, and limited it to 5,000, made it hard to get, and people were buying packs and packs and packs and cases and cases and cases trying to find one Mr. Gold. Whereas if somebody wanted the torso that this set came in, they could just go buy the set. Yeah, it's interesting that they got people to buy a lot more of the minifigures. And mention that now, and check out Mardi Gras Man 23. He's got a video talking about scarcity. In the collectible minifigure series 18, which has a policeman, which we've been told, maybe the rumors are not true, I don't know, that there will only be one of the policeman, which is a throwback to the very first minifigure. Now, while I like this promotion better than the Mr. Gold, because at least there will be one in every case, maybe there will be two, but I think there's just going to be one. It's still, I don't like necessarily doing things like that. It kind of make people try to get to them to buy more and more duplicates of a thing in order to find it, or perhaps people go and search for this minifigure and then it inflates the price of it. Whereas this one, which I like much better than Mr. Gold, you can get much cheaper if you can find it for sale. Now, I got a lot of minifigures and parts over the years that perhaps are more rare than something like Mr. Gold, but they're not as sought out. But over time, sometimes because they were overlooked when they were in the stores, they become sought out. And honestly, this one still, I don't think a lot of people even know it exists, but it's still, very rare, and I like it because it's got the 2x4 bricks. Oh my God, I'm going to be that old. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is the 2018 BrickTsar sig fig. Oh, yes, I'm not 80. I'm 50. Well, not yet. Not 50 yet, but almost. Very soon. Anyway, let's talk more about scarcity. So we'll look at some other random items in my collection that are pretty scarce, like this Fabuland keychain. Has the Lego logo on the back. It's this little rabbit. I was glad to get this. Did not have to pay as much for it as you would for some of the other things that you'll see here. But it's very rare. I don't know how rare it is. It's just you don't really see people selling it that much because it's 30 years old or whatever. This is another one that's a very, very rare and very hard to find. It is Quattro Boy. It's the only Quattro minifigure ever made, and it only came in one set. But much like a lot of other things that you'll see here, there weren't a lot of people seeking it out at the time, and really there's only a few crazy people like me that seek it out. But yeah, Quattro Boy with green eyes. Next is my favorite color and one of my favorite pieces in my collection, the trans neon green 2x4 brick. This is a non-production color, but you can get it at occasionally at different like Lego Discovery Centers, perhaps a Legoland, if you can find it in one of the bins, but a very rare color. Another rare item is this bunny. This is the Nesquik Bunny. Now this is not the full minifigure. This is the full minifigure. Again, a very rare item, and one that perhaps was not sought out when it was the promotional item. And you could probably still, for a number of years after it was made, still get it at close to retail price. In fact, when I picked up these two, the price still wasn't that bad for them. I actually got 2 of the minifigures, and I got this set very reasonably priced. But now, as more and more people discover it and discover the creepiness of it, more people are starting to like it, and the price is going up. And I don't know how it compares in scarcity to things like this. I imagine there are more of this minifigure out there than there are of this torso for this minifigure. We'll get to the minifigure in a minute that came from. But it's in demand because it was, again, as a lot of these things that I'm going to be talking about, they weren't in demand at the time they were for sale, but later the demand. And sometimes when things like that happen, when similar items are done later, people try to predict that, oh, these are going to be valuable one day, so they'll buy up a lot of them. And that kind of, it's not the same as something like this that people overlooked when it was in the stores. Here's another rare item, not a minifigure, but is the Quattro 2x4 blue brick, which actually came in the same set that Quattro Boy. So both of these pieces only in one set, so they're very rare. Hard to find. You never find anybody selling them. Another thing that's rare, I don't even know what this guy's called. This is a Galador figure. A friend of mine just got this for me today. Uh-oh, he fell apart. Can you even find Galador? But the better question is anybody even want Galador? I'm going to try to figure out what other parts go with this, but something rare, not in demand, scarce, not wanted. So the value is very limited compared to some of the other things we've shown. So now we get to this. This is the Premium Collector's Edition, limited to 333 copies. And it has 3 items that you can only find in this. So these are all limited to 3,333 copies. Very possible, though, Lego maybe produce extras that employees got or something. I don't know. But the gold brick with the 1950 to 2008, the minifigure with the 50 and the bricks on it, and then the Lego fan, I think that's a 1x8. I still haven't opened this. I probably should have opened it sooner. I'm very afraid to open it now. It's a hardbound version of this. So I don't, the thing is I don't really need to open it. And since it's so rare, I'm not going to do it. And then, of course, there's the Paul Revere and the Raiders alias Pink Puzz album featuring Let Me. Wait a minute. That doesn't fit with this video. I really like this brick. So, in conclusion, things like promotions with the Series 18 that will be coming up, they can inflate prices of things and create artificial demand where people end up buying multiple copies of things that they might not otherwise. It's a marketing ploy. I mean, Amazon does it. Amazon will have special deals that are only for a limited time and people will buy them up, whereas they might not even have bought the item otherwise if it hadn't been in this limited time deal. So Lego doing this thing, what people like me and others that are collectors and then others that are scalpers will do is, because there is a limited number, they're going to make sure they get them as soon as they put them in the store. So every time these get put on the shelves, in whether it be a Walmart or Lego store or wherever, people will go in there and try to find the rare ones or the limited ones first. But if Lego just keeps producing them and producing them and producing them, you'll still be able to find it later, just like you can see a lot of Series 16, 17 still in the stores today, and Batman and things like that. So I think what happens as these novelties come along, people, the manufacturers end up producing more of them. Whereas people think that they're going to be valuable because things that were produced in the past become valuable, but the things in the past are valuable because they only made a certain amount. There wasn't a demand at the time. The demand came later, and because not as many people bought them, yes, it becomes more valuable, like the things we've shown in this video. So even though a lot of the things were not things that people were looking for, maybe some of these things people aren't looking for today, but you tell me what you think of the things I've shown today. There's things that appeal to me, but I know they're not going to appeal to everybody, but they're very rare, and I am super excited to have this torso, 2 copies of it, 2 of the 3,333 that were made. So anyway, I will see you in the next video. Be sure to check out Mardi Gras Man's video. I'll have a link in the description and the cards. And as always, wait a minute, no, that's BrickTsar's line. Next video. As always, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do something. And thank you for putting up with me for all these years. I'm an old man. I blame the following on BrickTsar.